Duke's tree sawing team is a group of professional workers, famous throughout the region for their skills and modern equipment. From small villages to forests on the outskirts of the city, their work is not only to saw trees but also to create harmony between nature and life. Every early morning, when the dew is still on the leaves, the sawing team wakes up, preparing for a day of work. In the chilly air, the sound of the sawing engine hums, blending with the laughter of the members. Mr. Duke's team consists of cheerful and enthusiastic people, Mr. Tuan, machine maintenance expert, Ms. Mai, strong hands as fast as the wind, and Mr. Hung, C. Before starting work, the whole team always has a short meeting to discuss the plan. Mr. Duke, with many years of experience, will clearly assign tasks, someone to ensure safety, someone to check equipment, someone to Dawn at the edge of the forest always brings a sense of the senses. Mist covers everywhere, the water droplets glisten like jade on the leaves. The early chirping of birds, sometimes mixed with the cries of squirrels on the branches. In that atmosphere, the royal tree has been awake since the sky was still dark. On Duke, the leader of the group, is always the first. He checks the skills of each machine, making sure they work smoothly. Other members come, carrying lunch boxes in one hand and tools in the other. They start with a cup of hot filter coffee, under the flickering fire. The team's highlight is their advanced saws. Duke has invested heavily in specialized machines, from compact chainsaws for delicate branches, to powerful saws for ancient tree trunks. Each machine is meticulously maintained, and the team always has a backup plan in place to avoid interruptions. In between stressful working hours, he often takes some time to rest under the shade of a tree. That's when the funny stories begin. Uncle Hung tells about the time he was confused by a fake tree in school, making the whole control team miserable. Ms. Mai shares her experience on how to recognize which tree is weak and which tree needs to be kept to. On Duck, with his herbal style, often gives profound advice on work and life. Cutting down a tree is like solving a problem in life. You have to show it, understand it from the root. The laughter lasted all afternoon. But not only were there funny stories, this was also the time for them to share their work experiences. Mr. Duck often reminded everyone about safety. When cutting trees, you must know the direction, don't let the wrong flowers grow and regret it for the rest of your life. On's job is not only to remove trees but also to help preserve the surrounding environment. Every time he completes an area, he always replants young trees, keeping the ecosystem balanced. The following forests are taken care of by Duke's team. There were days when the work was not shared. One afternoon, when the team was sawing a large tree near the river, they unexpectedly got a large part. The tree trunk tilted unexpectedly, returning. Everyone dispersed, and in a moment the tree sank, creating a small wave on the water's surface. When the dust cleared, the whole team breathed a sigh of relief. This is a lesson for life. We have to check the wind flow later. Duck shook his head and smiled, but his eyes were still tense. Such problems were not uncommon, but thanks to the smooth coordination, his hero always overcame them in a way. As the sunset reddened the forest, the day's work gradually increased and was completed. The team sawed the trees, harvested the tools, checked the machines and carefully replanted the trees that did not replace the existing ones. This tree is eucalyptus, it grows very fast. Mr. Duck carefully fertilized the soil. Looking at the newly planted seedlings, Ms. Mai smiled. Hopefully, in 10 years, the small challenge will be as big as the tree I gave today. Uncle Hung stood on the edge, his eyes looking into the distance. Nature gives us everything, so we must be grateful to it. The laughter and chirping of birds blended together, creating a peaceful scene. Although tired after a long day, each member of the team carried within them a sense of pride in having done. The laughter lasted all afternoon. But not only were there funny stories, this was also the time for them to share their work experiences. Mr. Duck often reminded everyone about safety. When cutting trees, you must know the direction, don't let the wrong flowers grow and regret it for the rest of your life. As the sunset reddened the forest, the day's work gradually came to an end. The tree sawing team harvested their tools, checked their machines, and carefully replanted trees that did not replace the existing ones. As the sun sets, the work also moves forward. Duke's tree sawing team sits down, checks the machines together and summarizes what has been done. The chirping of birds blends with their stories, creating a peaceful and meaningful scene. Although the work is hard, Duke's team is always proud to have contributed a small part to the work of protecting nature, helping the environment become better. Duke's tree team is not just a group of workers but a real family. They share joys, sorrows, and valuable lessons from work. Every day is a new adventure. Nature is your people, and they are dedicated workers, always trying to fulfill their responsibilities. The journey continues, under the bright sunshine of a new day and in the heart of the distant forests.